saying that there were designated people who make those phone calls or who have to go physically to those petrol stations and essentially say jaza hii 200 or something like that. So just clarify for me what the process is there, and then how we can be able to know that these people are authorized to give that. Senator Turaki?
Chair, I've seen a number of being issued by, I think, us petrol station. So the governor should give us, because I've seen a number around us petrol station, the pre-qualification process, or how many companies are supposed to supply fuel. And Senator Nairobi has said whether there is a specific issuance of car. And Chair, with your indulgence, on the previous question on Kentube, I have seen in the response of the governor, he has only accounted for 10 million against 21 million. So I'm requesting to your indulgence, if we dispense of this matter, she can go back, because from her response, and like what, she can only account for 10 million against 21 million for the Kentube wall. So I wanted you to note so that we can go back. Thank you. I yield back, Chair.
Just for order, Chair. In 3, I'm not able to see the separate file. Maybe actually the governor can point us to that separate file. Or separate. Oh, that is the one. Okay, thank you, Chair.
Okay, Governor, you made, so sorry, Senator Wanga.
So, Chair, mine would just be maybe a simple one on the invoices. Governor, the invoices that I'm seeing from Appendix 3A, all of them, actually I think without exception, are from a single service provider or contractor or petrol station. I don't know, maybe this is the only one that supplies fuel to vehicles in the county government of Homa. You just explained that, that's fine.
Okay, it would be useful, even as a response, to also take us through, just explain what Appendix 3A means, because I'm seeing some documents that are either ineligible or blank. But you can respond to the earlier questions raised by the senators.
Thank you, Chair. What we are providing in Appendix 3A in response to the auditor's question on how the fuel process happens is we are providing the extracts of departmental fuel register extracts, detailed orders, which is what you use to go and fuel, not via phone call, work ticket, which the drivers provide, and fuel receipts. So what we have provided here is evidence that there is a process, and we provided them department by department. Not all of them, but extracts of them, that there is a process that each department has for purposes of acquiring fuel. On the issue of the invoices, yes, there is invoices from the Has Petroleum, there are invoices from Zamzam petrol station, there are invoices from Shell. These are the petrol stations that are predominantly in Homa Bay. So it is not a single, petrol station. CC Finance, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, and as CC Finance response, you probably want to even take us some days with regards to education, what you are trying to say, and how it confirms the process. CC.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, with respect to education, on the first page, we have the voucher number, the account details, the item description, that is the product that we are consuming from the particular petrol station. Chair, it indicates the payee, which is the person giving us the product, and the payment date and amount. And that is the Department of Education. Chair, the second page, just under the Department of Education, we have a payment voucher which has now been drawn in favor of us Petroleum, who having given us a supply of fuel, oil, and lubricants.
See, the concern was initiation.
Yes,
The concern was initiation. So PV comes at the end.
thank
The
you.
receipts come at the end. Can you demonstrate that the initiation was not verbal, as the auditor says?
Thank you, Chair. If we go to still under education, the first detail order in favor of us Petroleum, this detail order is drawn from the department, and the person that is going to draw fuel needs to go.
Which is the detailed order? So which?
Chair, after the payment voucher,
How
the
many pages after?
payment voucher are 2 pages, so the third page.
Okay, so you can explain that.
So the document that authorizes one to draw fuel from the petrol station is a detail order. This detail order is developed from the department, and it's duly approved to enable one to go to enable a driver to go draw fuel from the petrol station.
Help me understand, CEC, because I can see that detail order you're speaking of. Is it the number 3117268?
Yes, Senate.
How do I know which vehicle is going to be fueled?
Chair, the vehicle that is going to fuel
From that document of yours?
first the LPO number that is referenced,
Yes.
43 81 567 will be indicating, when we go to that, will be indicating a particular vehicle, but also on the invoice, the vehicle that has fueled, the vehicle registration number
We
is,
are at initiation.
yes, we are still
I
at
just
this.
want to understand the process.
Yeah.
This detail order, how do I know it is for 43 CG 036A?
Chair, it is supposed to be on, it is on the detail order actually, but where the stamp is for the Department of Education, you can see a 43 somewhere. Unfortunately, it is not very clear, but that 43 is exposed with the invoice down here, 43 CG 036A. Yes.
Is there any other detailed order which is clear, so that we are not hypothesizing that it's supposed to be where the stamp is?
In fact, you have put the stamp on all those invoices, you have put the stamp where we're supposed to see the vehicle number. Is it a coincidence?
And even, Chair, the way the payment voucher has been written, it's less, because even on the words they have just written 200. I don't know, but the only in numbers they have written 200,000, but in writing is 200. We don't know whether it's 200,000 or 200 in payment. So even if you look at the payment voucher CC, and you are the ones who write, this is laziness. The one on after the third, after even the first one, in your separate document.
Okay. Is there any
Yeah,
order that you can refer to that?
Yes, Chair.
Can you use this one to explain to me? 3311728. Voucher, I think is the last detail order. Before blue economy. Before blue economy. So that we understand the process.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. Thank you, Chair. So 43 CG 253A is on the detail order. Detail order number 3117278. The vehicle is drawing diesel. The date that the vehicle has gone to draw, the name of the vendor, and the amount of fuel that is drawn in liters. After that detailed order, we have an invoice that the vendor gives, which will go to the file.
What's the amount of the invoice?
70 liters.
The
Amount of money.
This is supposed to be 11,000.
But it says 13,288. But it is wrapped there, 11,627, even it says 700 liters.
70.
Sorry, Chair.
From the invoice.
Thank you, Chair, Honorable Senator. These things are handwritten.
You see, can you breathe in and out so that you can answer properly? You are confusing us.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. The 13,288 is the value of the fuel drawn for 70 liters at a cost of 166.
Chair, with your permission, can I give you my copy, because I think maybe you have a clearer copy for us to follow what you're saying. Because on the face of that invoice, and Governor, you can just look at it. There's a problem with that invoice. Where are you reading? Because mine actually, from where I see it says 700 liters. It has been, what is it called? Amended. The total amount there, I can't even make out what this figure is, Chair. The only figure that is clear here is 13,288 in the middle of the invoice. But at the bottom there it says total CC. Do you have a better copy than mine?
Honorable Chair and Senator, we have, I think, the same copy, I believe. The fuel drawn from the detail order is 70 liters. This invoice could have not been 700 because from the detail order it is indicated 70 liters. So the service provider can only give us a maximum.
So, Chair.
See, don't defend the indefensible. There's a problem with this invoice, and the more you try to explain it, the more questions you're going to get. There's obviously a problem here. So
Let us stick to your 70 liters, CC. Yeah. The unit cost is what? From your record, it's 166.1. Is it? Really?
Yes.
Read the unit cost for me.
The unit cost is 166.1.
Now multiply 166.1 by 70. What do you get?
We get, that will give us 166.1
times 70.
70.
What do you get?
166.
Just read, I mean, what you get is what you get, you know? 166.1 times 70.
11,000. 166.1 times 70. 11,627.
What is your figure in the invoice?
13,288.
What do you get the variance?
Chair, what I can see from the face of this invoice, there is a rubbing there, so it's 11,627 on the end, but then 13,288 in the middle. So there is obviously a discrepancy between what is at the end column and in the middle of the invoice. So I think there is a discrepancy on that invoice. But Chair, coming back to the process, which was the question, and I see that discrepancy between the two figures, and I think the vendor who gave the invoice made that error, and it was attached here right from the vendor without them correcting it. But in terms of the process of getting fuel and in terms of coming back to what the auditor had raised, the fuel is not collected by phone call. It is collected through a detailed order that is given to the vendor by the department. The detailed order, I think earlier what Senator Sifuna had asked, what on that detailed order shows the car that is going to collect the fuel. I think the detailed order has the space for the number plate of the car and the liters and the department that is collecting the fuel. Thank you, Chair, and we have noted that error in the invoice.
Senator Dulo.
Have to mislead you, because if you look at the invoice that attached from us, even towards the end of the document, or rather the invoices to trade, they're not even very clear, you see. So if your document is very clear and transparent, the invoice should be also very clear, because they are not clear, those invoices. Again, most of the listing that is done for the vehicles and the ones that are drawn, they are handwritten. We know very well anything handwritten can be changed anytime. So I think you need to look into this and see how you can put proper control mechanisms in place that can assist you in drawing fuel, or also accounting for fuel consumption within the county. I thank you, Chair.
Chair, for me, I think I still need to hear from the Auditor General, because you are the one who has raised this query. Where did you experience these orders that were being made verbally? Number two, Governor, this Appendix 3A is supposed to explain to us. For instance, I've seen what your team has tried to do. Is that there is a detailed order that is supposed to correspond with an invoice. Yeah, but it is very, very confusing, Governor. This one should actually raise the alarm with you that your team is trying to be clever with us. And you see, we get very upset when we see that. If it is possible, CEC, I just want to demonstrate one final thing. That there is a detailed order number 3117283. I don't know if you can find it. And unfortunately, this time round, Governor, you did not paginate your document. So we have to find it slowly. 3117283. Are we together? First of all, Governor, just look at that detailed order. Just look at it the way it looks. First, you notice the famous stamp is not on this one. We were told a story of a stamp that was covering up the number of the vehicle. So, if you look at the quantity there, what figure is that? I can see the word petrol, CEC. What is the figure on that detailed order? The amount of fuel that is going to be sourced. Can you see it from your copy? That's a 5. Well, I can't make it out on mine. What is the registration number of that vehicle?
43 CG247A.
Where is that 4 and 7 coming from? Because my copy doesn't have any of that.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. I think
you are reading the invoice. You're not reading the order.
We have 43 CG247, except at the time of probably making a copy for this file, the 7 is missing, but it seems cut. It's evidently that it is cut out of just a photocopy place error. My apologies.
Okay, so whose signature is that? Because all the others have been seeing, at least there is a reason. There's somebody who's being quoted there, HB Education, something like that. Whose signature is that one on 3117283?
This is the signature of the person from the Department of Education authorized to draw, to approve fuel withdrawal.
How many do you have in that department? How many people are authorized to do this document?
I think we have a maximum of 2 because one can be out of office per department.
So on this 3117283, who is the person who signed? Can you tell?
I would have to consult my colleague from the Department of Education.
Finally, what is the date on that 3117283?
22nd of May, 2025.
Where is the 5? Again, it was left out.
No, it's not left out, Senator, but I think it's just to do with the copies that were made, being that the detailed order document, the color is yellow. When you make many copies, such errors are bound to occur. When you make many copies.
Okay, we are taking a lot of time on this matter. It's 42 million out of almost 13 billion